Hello, I'm Matthew Sturdivant, and today I'm going to talk about how to pack your motorcycle for an adventure trip. Hey, also, before I forget, if you guys could like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And for the people that want to do extra credit, I'm going to have the contest this time is if you can subscribe, or if you're already a subscriber and you can share this video or share any of my videos on your social media, I'll select one of you in the next couple weeks to send a free copy of my latest book. It's called The Topography of Fear. It's a book about my adventure travel on the Trans-America Trail and how I confronted the things that freaked me out the most. So anyways, enjoy the video. Thanks. To me, packing for an adventure means that at least some of the time I'm going to be camping. And so that requires more than just going hotel to hotel. You need some pretty good volume bags in order to handle all that comes along with going camping. And some motorcyclists choose to do hard bags, but a lot of us that ride more off-road than on prefer the soft bags for several reasons. One, our bikes tend to be lighter weight, so we can lift them when we fall, and we do fall. On rougher terrain, you have a higher likelihood of tipping over. So it's nice to have soft bags that are lighter weight. Another thing about them being soft is if your ankle or leg gets caught between the ground and the bike, you won't have 400 to 600 or more pounds coming down on your ankle and breaking it. The final thing is it actually protects the bike. So if I had hard bags and I took a spill, you could bend your frame, your racks, which could in turn bend your subframe. So I just wanted to avoid all this. So really having soft bags acts as protection for me and the bike. So that's all I've ever had, and they've been really good to me. The one disadvantage is, if you go into a town and you wanted to go into a restaurant or something, somebody could take a knife or something and hack into your packs. It's never happened to me. I also don't typically leave the bike unattended for very long. So I'm going to go right into it. The luggage that I use is Giantloop. They make really bulletproof gear. It's also waterproof, so I've never had any issue with my sleeping bag getting wet or my clothing or my food getting all soggy. And I've done plenty of creek crossings and that sort of thing and been in all kinds of weather. The stuff has held up very well. And I'll just run through what I like about these bags and how I actually pack them for the trip. When you're putting them on your bike, they have these really simple little little metal buckles that just go to the strap itself, and you attach those in 4 spots. And then there's this really ingenious little magnetic clip which also holds it to the bike rack, and it's just a magnet. So when it's time to release, it's really easy. That just comes off and it attaches just as easily. So these are the bags that I'm using as my panniers, and they're the Giantloop Moto Trek bags. And like I said, they've held up really well. We did the Trans-America Trail, the western portion of the Trans-America Trail last summer, and no complaints at all. They've been great bags. So I've got everything I actually need. This is a bonus bag because it's empty. Everything, I think it's empty. Let's see. I packed stuff for going camping, and I need to see what is in here. Yeah, there's nothing in here. So everything that I needed for camping, other than a lot of cold weather clothes, actually fit into just 2 of the bags. So for the panniers, I have the Moto Trek panniers. On top, I have the Tillamook bag, which is great for things like tents, sleeping bags, clothing, any longer items that you may have. I usually have a tripod mounted here. There's tons of little daisy chain loops to attach things to, so that's been really handy. After dropping my $600 Arai helmet the other day, I've promised myself that I'm going to... I drop things sometimes. I promised myself I'm going to attach my helmet via these carabiners, because I put it on the mirrors and that's never a good idea. Anyways, so I'll just get into it. Oh, and the last bag that I have is the Giantloop Fandango bag. And when you do stop at a restaurant or a gas station, and let's say you had your camera in here, it actually just zips right off. So then you can take it with you into the store. And in here I keep things like, I do maps over my phone on top. I have disinfectant, hand sanitizer. I've got GPS sometimes goes in here. So for those smaller things that you're going to use a lot, sunscreen, I'll put those in my tank bag, and that's worked out really well. And also you can zip it off halfway if you need to just fill up your gas tank. Mine actually fits pretty good above that. So right to the camping gear, in the Tillamook bag, which is really interesting. It rolls up on both sides, and these bags stay dry because they are roll top, and then they buckle securely. And I'm going to just go through what I packed for the next camping trip. So what we have is, there's plenty of room in these bags. So this is actually a 3-person marmot tent, and I have lots of little tiny backpacking tents, but on a longer trip, when you've been wearing motorcycle boots all day and you smell a little funky, sometimes the missus likes it if you can back away a little bit. The next thing I have is a ultralight sleeping pad. Gives me about 2.5 inches of thickness to insulate me from the ground and also just keep me comfortable. A very much luxury item. I have a really nice Alps Mountaineering camp chair. It's awesome to sit down in that thing after a long day of riding. I do have some cold weather hats and stuff. This is that little pillow that I'm always talking about, made by Sea to Summit. Folds up tiny and makes a great pillow. So yeah, pretty much everything in here. Oh, sleeping bag. Yeah, this is my Nemo Tango Solo sleeping bag. It's a sleeping quilt, so it takes up less room. It's a little bit more like a down comforter at home. It's rectangular on top, so it's not the confining mummy bag style. And then everything else that I need for camping is down here in my Motor Trek panniers. There's a great channel called Pathless Pedal for bicycle people, and Russ Roca did a whole video on the proper pronunciation of pannier, and he got somebody, a scholar from the Oxford English Dictionary, and it is settled that it's pronounced pannier. Anyways, so in this bag, I got everything else I need for camping. I've got some camp food. I have my propane little gas stove. It's really tiny, and a little propane tank. I usually throw a couple tea bags in there. I'm a tea drinker, a teetotaler. I'm not going to bore you with packaging that. And oh, one thing. So these bags are waterproof, but Giantloop makes these great bags if you do need to just bring something to another location, whether it's the campfire or into your hotel room. You can just do an interior bag for things like clothing or food, in my case. And then down on the bottom, to keep your center of gravity low, that's where I put heavier things like my tool roll. And I got a little great AeroStitch pump that I've had for years, and it's awesome. It's tiny. And yeah, so that's really, for camping, you basically need, I always tell people, you think of it the same way you would of, what do you do in an average day at home? You eat, you sleep, you go to the bathroom. So you just need gear to help you be able to do all those things. And it's really that simple. The Giantloop stuff is great for packing your gear. And like I said, actually for my last trip doing the Trans-America Trail, I actually brought along, I thought I was going to be hotter than I was, so I actually brought along 2 different types of riding jacket. And I actually had plenty of room in my side bags to do that. So anyhow, that is what I bring on my trips. And if you guys have any questions, just put them down in the comments. If you could, please like and subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.